Congress is now telling the FBI that local data center protests across America may be secretly funded by Beijing. At the same moment, New York just became the first state in U.S. history to ban new data centers. And in Oregon, a new law just made your electric bill go down by making data centers pay up. On June 5, Republican lawmakers sent a letter to FBI Director Kash Patel and to the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, alleging that growing grassroots opposition to data centers across the country is being orchestrated at least in part by China. House Energy and Commerce Chair Brett Guthrie of Kentucky and two colleagues say there is strong evidence of a foreign influence campaign. Separately, House Ways and Means Chair Jason Smith of Missouri is calling on Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent to strip tax-exempt status from nonprofit groups he says are funded by a Shanghai-based billionaire named Neville Roy Singham, with over $2 billion routed through foreign-tied charitable networks. The investigation now spans 3 congressional committees. Critics say it's a coordinated effort to discredit legitimate civic participation. That congressional battle is now being felt in state houses across America, and New York just made history. On June 5, the New York State Legislature passed the Responsible Data Center Development Act, making New York the first state in U.S. history to pass a 1-year moratorium on permits for new data centers over 20 megawatts. The state Senate voted 44-16. The Assembly voted 102-39. If Governor Kathy Hochul signs it, no new large data center in New York can get a permit for an entire year. Hochul, who is up for re-election, has expressed reservations about a statewide approach and has not said whether she will sign. 11 other states are watching to see what happens next. And the reason this legislation keeps gaining momentum comes down to one thing: who pays the electricity bill? In Oregon on June 5, Portland General Electric filed a proposal to raise electricity rates for data centers by 29% while simultaneously cutting rates for residential customers by 1.3%. The filing implements Oregon's Power Act, which requires data centers, cryptocurrency miners, and other large industrial power users to pay for the grid infrastructure their growth demands, instead of spreading those costs across all ratepayers. If the Oregon Public Utility Commission approves the proposal, the new rates go into effect June 10. 22 other states are now considering similar large load tariff laws. Yet despite all of that resistance, investment in data center infrastructure is accelerating. On June 4, the Niagara Falls City Council voted to approve a settlement ending a years-long legal dispute, clearing the way for Niagara Falls redevelopment to build a $1.48 billion campus in the heart of the city. The Niagara Digital Campus will include 9 buildings totaling 1.2 million square feet on 53 acres near Falls Street, developed with Toronto-based Urbican Data Center Solutions. The project is expected to generate 5,600 construction jobs and 550 permanent positions. In exchange for the city's cooperation, the developer is donating 10 acres of land for a new public park. And the sheer scale of what's being planned makes that investment look modest. Charlotte-based TAC Data Centers has announced plans for a gigawatt-scale campus in Wythe County, Virginia, a rural Appalachian county with no zoning rules, which means the project requires no rezoning vote at all. The proposed complex would span roughly 1,000 acres near Interstate 81, comprising 9 to 11 buildings totaling up to 4 million square feet. It would require more than 1,000 megawatts of power, enough to supply approximately 730,000 average American homes. The first half of the campus is expected to be online by 2029. It is already the second major data center project announced for Wythe County this year. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, subscribe, leave a like, and drop a comment. It helps us cover more of these stories.